think I'm streaming, but as always, let's do the audio check.
All right.
Oh, wait.
I think
My
I'm
audio
streaming,
might not have been working.
but as always,
I may have to...
Be easier if I stopped.
Oh, wait.
I think
My
I'm
audio
streaming,
might not have been working.
but as always,
Okay.
Audio might not have been working.
How's it sounding now? Hello? Okay. Alright, okay. My audio switched back over. Okay. Woo! Alright. Yeah, once again, I am not good at technology. But that's okay. Alright. Okay, so there's the audio check. Okay, so that's all set. Hey guys, welcome in. Chan the Magic Man and Charlie's Beats. How's it going today? Happy Eclipse Eve for anybody who is in the United States and will be observing the eclipse tomorrow. There is a line of totality, but for a large majority of the United States, it will just be a partial eclipse. So, yeah. Alright, let's see. Next. Hold on, let me copy and paste a thing, and then send a thing. And then we will be good to go. Gibson Lens, hello, welcome in. How's it going? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody had a glorious week. Alright, cool, nifty, alright. Okay. Whew. All right. Okay. Yeah. If you can't tell, this is yellow right now. Yellow for the sun. I can also make it orange. Let's see. Does that appear orange? That's like reddish. All right. All right. It's radioactive sun? No. Alright. Okay, for now I'm just going to leave it right there. I am the king of your stream. Welcome in. I am the king of your stream. How's it going? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow age. Oh, you've been following for a year and 8 months. That's like... Is that as long as I've been streaming? Yeah, I just finished transcribing another original from the Fantasy of the Sword. Gibson Lens, that is great news. That's so cool. Awesome. So another original. Well, you just finished transcribing it, so it's probably not up yet, right? Like maybe in like 10 minutes. Oh, I meant the streamer. I just saw your name. Oh, okay. Thanks. It's up. Oh, okay. All right, awesome. Cool. All right, let me put on my cheating fingers before anything gets out of hand too quickly. If anybody doesn't know what cheating fingers are, it is sword quick. Anyway, regardless, I am the king of your stream. I appreciate you being here, whether you're lurking or not. And my apologies that you happened to hit the wrong chat, but that's okay. I appreciate it. So, thank you kindly. All right, cool, awesome. All right, let's see. Next things next. The trick queue is open, so feel free. A little bit of news. I did make some small tweaks to the redeems, just some point values and a couple of things just to streamline, making some things like a little bit easier. Or, for example, I don't have my Disney Lorcana cards here anymore, so I disabled that. But by and large, everything else is still there. So, for the most part. Very, very minor change. And then, let's see. Oh, Chan the Magic Man found the new one. Yeah, it's a premium deck, so I can use an open premium deck that has not been seen on stream before. Or at least I will try until we get them all, in which case, then hopefully I'll have more premium decks by then, but I'm not like buying them. How many card tricks have you memorized by now? Well, I am the king of your stream. I have like about 70 card tricks in my trick list. So if you want to check out the trick list, Chan did the trick list. I use a streamer song list for the trick list. None of them are really songs. They're all tricks. One of them is not magic, so it's the Rubik's Cube one. But let me get ready for Chan's redeem here and grab a deck. All right, Chan. Choose a number between like 1 and, let me see, 1 and 40, and we will grab a deck that's about there. I'm the king of your thank you kindly for putting a Magician's Choice in there. Cool. 31, Chan says. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 31. All right. I have not used this one that much, so great pick. Okay. Oh, God. And if you guys just heard a a strange sound, it is because I was doing some cleaning and I found this. So I don't know if you guys have seen these before. They make a very unusual noise. Actually, it might be easier for you to see this up here. Can you guys hear that? Yeah, I'll put it right next to the mic. I just hit the mic, sorry. Yeah, I may have more than 40 premium decks, but that was just how many was in this box right there, so. Oh, I haven't seen any of those in centuries. Oh man, my ears says I am so sorry. Okay. Alright. So, alright, let me move this, and then we will show off the deck, and then we'll do a Magician's Choice trick with it. I will go ahead and just eat this heat map here. Delicious. Okay. So, the deck that we have chosen to start with today is, we have a new premium deck redeem, is called the Casual deck, V2. It's the second version of the Casual deck. So, how did I get so many decks? Well, I did buy a bunch when I first started getting into Magic, and then there were some sales, and then some decks looked really cool, and then sometimes they just throw in a bunch of decks for large orders or whatever. So the back design looks like this. The good news is that the edges, it does not look like there's any major noticeable difference in width on the side. So the borders are the same. So if you have it upside down, you won't be able to tell. Unlike some out-of-the-box bicycle decks. So bicycle decks are generally pretty consistent, but the only bad thing about them is that sometimes the edges are a little bit more cut than the others. Let me grab the face cards so you take a look. Most of the number cards, they're pretty much the same as bicycles. So nothing too different there. I think there's some subtle differences in just the image, but for the most part. Oh yeah, and we'll want to see the jokers. Oh, and maybe the ace of spades. All the other aces look the same. So, okay, so the face cards basically look like this. So they're basically kind of like a simple, I don't know, 4-color aesthetic: black, white, gold, and gray, I would say. Kicked RS says, so many decks when I got into Magic. MTG flashbacks. Yes. Kicked RS, welcome in. How's it going? Also, if you would like to see some Magic with Magic the Gathering cards, that is a redeem. So I do have some Magic the Gathering cards in which I can do a Magic trick with Magic the Gathering cards if you would like to see that. So yeah, save up those points. Curviously Jen, welcome in. Hey Nam, how's it going, Curviously Jen? Fancy. All right, awesome. And then the two jokers it appears to be identical jokers. So they look like this. Kickdar said, I'm from South Brazil. These kinds of decks is only used for poker. We use what we call Spanish decks. Oh, not gonna lie, they creepy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie as well. They are creepy. Yeah, I agree with you. All right, so I have all of the face cards out. I can maybe do something with the face cards. All right, hang on tight. Let me just make sure. Did I get everything? I have to have all of the face cards here, otherwise this trick will not work. But I think my choice for starting out is going to be Family Unit. If you guys have not seen Family Unit before, that's okay. I'm going to perform that trick in a moment. All right. Okay. Here we, oh, and also, if anybody didn't know, it seemed like StreamerSonglist was broken earlier in the week, but it looks like it is fixed now, because I can see the frequency at which things were done. So let me see. Okay, I'm going to be doing this one for I Am the King of Your Stream, for my Magician's Choice. Okay. All right. Welcome in, Tessa Morningstar. Hello. How's it going? Tessa, thank you so much for the follow from Chan's stream the other day, and so hopefully you enjoy your time here. I'm going to be doing the first trick in a moment. So, question: are you going to try and make it out to TwitchCon this year, San Diego? Kirby's Jen, thank you so much for the question. I am not going to be trying to make it to TwitchCon this year. I have a limited convention budget, and I've chosen to go to Gen Con this year. I have a lot of conventions that I like to go to, so yeah. Sorry, Sag. Yeah, perhaps next year. So we will see. All right, cool. All right, so this first trick, I get it. Gen Con is where I grew up. Oh, no way! That's awesome. That's so cool. All right, so this trick is going to use the 12 face cards. So let me see here. If you were here, I could have you cut the packet if you would like. If you are on desktop, go ahead and click on any one of these cards, and that will simulate where we cut. So if you're on desktop, feel free to click directly on the screen. We have one cut right here. So we're going to go ahead and cut this again. And I will clear those heat maps. Okay, if anybody wants to cut one more time, feel free. Go ahead. Yeah, all of my family lives there. That's so cool. All right, we're going to cut in between these two cards because that's where the two heat maps are. So let's go ahead and cut there. All right, excellent. So hopefully this is sufficiently cut. You guys are happy with that. Delicious. Dang, who clicked? All right, okay, here we go. So FYI, anybody can click directly. I didn't know it was possible. Oh yeah, no, anybody who is on desktop can click on the screen. All right, okay, so first things first, we have a bunch of cards. I'm going to go ahead and lay these out into a few piles like this. Now, the only thing that you need to know for this trick is what a family unit is. So in this trick, a family unit consists of 3 parts: a king, a queen, and a jack, all of the same suit. So, let me go ahead and grab some numbers. And which pile would you guys like me to start with? Actually, if I am the king of your stream, feel free to select one of these piles and I will start with that pile. Kickdar says, I'm enjoying this more than I should. What do you mean more than you should? I mean, you should be enjoying it. 4. All right, cool, excellent. So we're going to start over here on the 4th pile. Now, here's the thing. If I show you that we have the Queen of Clubs, so hopefully the Queen of Clubs can find her family. And so they're really good at finding each other. So if I just go ahead and put all these together and we put them into the club household, we actually find out that this family did find the right household, but it wasn't the clubhouse at all. It was actually the diamond household, because there's the Jack of Diamonds, the King of Diamonds, and the Queen of Diamonds. That's super weird, right? Okay. Okay. I'm the king of your stream. Go ahead and select a pile. You can choose the same pile if you would like. I'll do it for the next. We can start with 4. Or if you want me to start with 2 or 3, choose the next one. Kicktara says, I'm invested. Yes, please be invested in your families, because that is very important. Chan says, what? I am the king of your stream says 4 again. Excellent. So, once again, here we have a Jack of Hearts. So let's try and put the Hearts family together. So we're going to go ahead and try and place this family back into the Hearts family. But we find out that this wasn't the Hearts family at all. This was the Clubhouse. And so here, the family unit, King of Clubs, Queen of Clubs, Jack of Clubs. Oh my. Alright, so I am the king of your stream. If you were here, I would let you stack these 3 piles however you want. So if you want to tell me how to stack them, if you go 2, 3, 4, I'll take all of the 2 cards, place them on top of the 3 cards, take all of those, place those on top of the 4. If you go 4, 3, 2, I'll do it in reverse, 4, 3, 2. If you do 3, 4, 2, I'll go boom, 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 and so on. So give me a way to arrange the remaining cards here. And I will arrange them as such. 3, 2, 4, 4, 2, 3, however. Oh, 4, 3, 2. Okay, so I'm going to grab all of 4, place them on 3. Grab all of 3, place them on 2. Alright, we have 2 family units left to consider. But it's been a little confusing because we thought we were getting a different one. So this next one, I'm going to try and force them all to be together. So if we take a look, we have the King of Spades. So I'm going to go ahead and place the King of Spades there. Then we're going to go ahead and place the Jack of Spades here. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and place the Queen of Spades here. And hopefully, this is actually the Spade household, because we don't want to be duped again. And so I'm going to go ahead and place this family unit into the Spade household. But as it turns out, this was not the Spade household. This was the Heart household, filled with love, the Queen of Hearts, the King of Hearts, and the Jack of Hearts. Kicktara says, oh, what? And now, finally, of course, we do have the Spade household. Just by default,
Yes,
we've filled all the other houses. And so, here we are, the Jack of Spades, the Queen of Spades, and the King of Spades. And that, my friends, is Family Unit. And that was a nice warm-up. So thank you so much for the redeem, Chan the Magic Man, for the premium deck, and then also thank you for the request. I am the king of your stream. So, all right, and let's see. Let's read some comments in chat here. Kicktara says, "I'm too drunk for this." Kicktara, you are the perfect amount of drunk for this. So, yeah, there, Jan the Magic Man, thank you so much for the claps. I am the king of your stream, W. Thank you kindly for the claps. Kicked Tessa Morningstar. And let's see here. Alright, so we have a request coming up from Chan the Magic Man. And then, we've requested the Invisible Palm. Alright, excellent. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we have another request from Charlie's Beats, the 4-card trick. So let's get started. Oh, by the way, if anybody has been sitting for a while and hasn't hydrated, go ahead and hydrate. Today I am having an herbal mint tea, so just in case I need to go to sleep after this, in order to celebrate the eclipse tomorrow. So happy Eclipse Day, everybody, for anybody who is in the United States or North America that is able to partake, whether you are in the line of totality or if you are just watching the partial. Let's see. I am the king of your streams. Mind blown. Thank you kindly for that emote. Right. All right. Cool. Okay. Alright, so what we have here is the next request. I'll continue using this premium deck for now. So we're going to use the 4 aces, and what we're going to do with the 4 aces is something interesting. So let's see here. So 4 aces, and sometimes what magicians will do is palm a card. So if I go ahead and I place a card in my hand, at certain angles you won't be able to see it in my hand because it is palmed. However, if I were to expose it, you would be able to see that that card is hiding in there. However, there's this special technique called the invisible palm. And so this card, we can palm it, but invisibly. Because if I show you, it's there, it's just invisible. You just can't see it. You can't see it until I place it down on the table when I want you to see it. And there it is. Is that strange? That's super strange, right? Okay, now, some people think that magicians won't repeat a trick. And to that, sorry. I don't know what got in my throat all of a sudden. But and to that, I would say, okay, well, let's go ahead and try that again. And so here we are. If I was to go ahead and palm this regularly, you'll be able to see that it's there. And they call the openings in between our fingers windows, because you might be able to see that something is there. But when you do the invisible palm technique, it doesn't actually matter if your windows are super wide, because it's there, you just can't see it. Kickdara says, nah, it's magic, and you won't be able to see it until I want you to see it, in which case it'll be placed down on the table right here. And yeah, so anyway, okay, so we have one more. Let's see here. So I just want to make sure that I do this part right, because I actually haven't done this trick in a bit, and so let me see here. I think what I'm supposed to do is okay. Wait. I think I remember. Wait. Hold on. There's okay. Here we are. I actually think I need the rest of the deck, now that I think about it, because yeah. So here, if I go ahead and I grab the Ace of Hearts, I just leave it out there for a second. Let me grab the rest of the deck. So if I grab the Ace of Hearts and I place it on the deck, like so, now you'll still be able to see that card right there. If I just slide my hand back, you'll still see that it's right there, right? However, all I have to do is just rub. And I've palmed that card invisibly. And if I show you my windows, I know that sounds so personal right now. You won't be able to see it. You won't be able to see it until I place it on the table when I want you to see it. So, like there. And now, of course, we have I have made a mistake. Alright guys, you're going to get to see that again. So here, we're going to see the whole trick over again. Because otherwise, man, it was going to be so perfect. It was going to be so perfect. So perfect, guys. So perfect. Alright. Okay, alright. Here we go. That may have also spoiled a little bit of something for the ending later. But anyway, whatever. Okay, here we go. Take two. if somebody wants to do an exclamation point mulligan, I'm basically doing a mulligan on this. All right, so we have the 4 aces right here. So we have the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds, the ace of clubs, and the ace of hearts. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to go ahead and start over. Okay, not for me. It's hard enough to follow the explanation in English. Oh, that's right. My apologies. Okay, here. I'm just going to dispense with the patter. Just pretend I told you all that stuff about palming. Okay, look. You can see it right there. Okay, but now you can't see it because there it is. And you won't be able to see it until I place it down on the table like that. Okay, great. Now, here's the thing. Some magicians will say, hey, don't do it again, but we're going to do it again. So, bringing the rules of magic. Okay, look, I'm going to go ahead and, if I palm it, you can see it through the windows, but that was palming it for real, so now I'm going to palm it, but invisibly. And I don't know if you could tell, there's the windows, but look, you're not going to be able to see it until I want you to see it. I know, is that weird? That's super weird, right? Not, not spoiled. Okay, great. So, this is what I'm going to do. Now, if I was to show you, hey, look, here we have the ace of hearts. Now, if I go ahead and I place the ace of hearts just over here, like that. Once again, palming it off of the bottom of the deck, like so. It'll give me a chance to do this one. I don't think I was super happy with how this went the last time. And I don't know if you could tell, it's going to slowly disappear. Because here it is. I know. It's not there until I want you to see it when I place it down onto the table. And here's the interesting thing. A lot of people will say, oh, you did that trick with the aces, but sometimes I mishear them. And it was actually the 8. And that, my friends, is a version of the invisible palm. There we go. Woo! Chan says, wait, what? So weird, says Chan. Kickdara says, not spoiled. All right, and that, my friends, is the invisible palm. Okay, let's see. Thank you kindly for the emotes, Kickdars. And Tessa says, exactly. Wait, what? Exactly. All right. Okay. Broke my brain, says Tessa. My apologies, Tessa. Let's reconstruct your brain. I don't know how to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this fidget spinner. All right. This is the progress bar for fixing a brain. Is it working? How's your brain? Is it stuck at like 57%? Like a Windows machine? Alright. Okay. Hopefully your brain has fixed. Alright, excellent. Thank you kindly for the redeem. Chan the Magic Man. Also giving me some practice on that one. That was good. Tessa says it's okay. It was cracked to begin with, I assume. All right. Okay. Let's see. That was dope, my dude. Man, I can't speak English. Although to be fair, I guess Kickdor doesn't speak English that well either. But Kickdor thank you. That was dope, my dude. All right. That's actually what was said. My excuse is that I'm Asian. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Alright, cool. Next up is the 4-card trick. Let me... Hang on here. Let me get ready for that. Okay. Here we go, and then let me see here. Let me see. Will this work? Alright, hold on. I'm testing a quick theory here. So we've got this. I mean, I feel like this gives it away to people who have seen this before. Alright, I'll do it the... I'll do it the original way, and then we will go from there. Okay. Okay, excellent. I end my sentences with "my dude" too often. Oh. I have learned English from movies. Oh, that would be a problem. They don't always use the best English in movies, so that's completely understandable. You can call me Dudette if you want, says Tessa. For sure, haha. My Dudette. No. I inserted that myself. Okay, that's a really weird phrase. I'm sorry. My apologies. Okay, alright. My nephew started calling me my dude like 6 months ago. That's awesome, Tessa. Kicked our ass. Kappa. Alright. Oh yeah, thanks for putting in the trick list. Yeah, by the way, if anybody would like to request tricks, the trick list is open. There's the trick list. Here's a how if you don't want to select a trick, because I understand a lot of people don't know what the names of tricks are, so that's okay. It's okay. It's hard to make me mad. He turns 4 in a few hours. Oh, congratulations. Chris M.Ye, welcome in. How's it going? Thank you kindly for the random request. I'm like Gloria from Modern Family. I swear I'm really smart in my own language. That's awesome. All right. Okay, so here's the 4-card trick. Now, you can't really have 4-card tricks without 4 cards. That would be a little bit weird, like 4-card trick with like 8 cards. I mean, I could probably do the trick twice. But first things first, I just want to show you we have 1, 2, 3, 4. These cards are not normal cards, because if I show you the fronts, they are blank. So these are like how the cards come before they get a face printed on them. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, Charlie, if you are there, if you want to be the proxy, or if you want to have one of the new folks be the proxy, that's up to you. But let me know, and then I'm going to go ahead and proceed with the rest of the trick. Thank you kindly for shouting out Chris M.Ye Chan the Magic Man. Guys, you're not following our friend... Ooh, new folks. Okay. Hey, Tessa, would you like to interact with this trick a little bit? Let me know. Ooh, new folks. Hi, Chan. Hi, Nam. Hope you're doing well. Thank you kindly, Chris. I'm doing pretty well. Sure, thank you. All right. Excellent. All right, Tessa, I would like you to imagine a card. Any card. Would it not be amazing if I could just make one of these cards printed and it could be that card? Okay, got it. All right, all right. Go ahead and tell me what card you were thinking of. Chris M.Ye says 2 of spades. Well, I know that Chris M.Ye would be thinking the 2 of spades. 2 of hearts. Oh, okay. All right. So here we go. No, I don't think I got it. You want to know why? So, actually, wait. Okay. Here. I'm going to go ahead and generate a card that can represent the 2 of hearts. Are we ready? Are we ready? Here's the card that can represent the 2 of hearts. It's a joker! You know why this represents the 2 of hearts? It's because it's a joker, so it's a wild card. I know, is that amazing? All right. So, here's the interesting thing, though. I want to go ahead and do a little bit more magic with this. This is probably a little bit of a funny bit. But, okay, so here's the thing. We just brought this Joker into existence because, you know, you thought of a card. It wasn't the card, so I had to make a Joker. All right. Now here's the thing. What if I go ahead and I just want you to follow this Joker, okay? So if I turn over the pack and I show you that, take a look. So right now, you'll be able to see where it is because it's turned face up in the packet, right? However, let me go ahead and grab that Joker. I'm going to go ahead and grab that Joker. And I'm going to send the Joker through the internet pipes to you, Tessa. Here, I'm going to go ahead. The Joker is now traveling through the internet pipes to you. Go ahead and catch it. And just hold on to the Joker for a little bit. It'll be invisible when it gets on your side, but that's okay. Just hang on to it. All right, excellent. Tessa's got it. Now, if we take a look at the packet, now normally you would be able to see the Joker because it's face up, right? However, we have sent the Joker away, and now the Joker is gone. Interesting. Is that strange? That's super strange, right? Now here's the thing. All of our cards, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now go ahead and send the Joker back to me, Tessa. I'm gonna try and catch it like diaper catch. So send the Joker back. Give it back. You don't want this Joker anyway. It's a creepy Joker. Like, I don't know if you... Like, we discussed earlier, that other creepy Joker was creepy, so you don't want Jokers. All right, did. Excellent. Okay. Ready? Huh! Okay, we've got it. Ready? Okay, so now you should be able to tell that the Joker has been returned because... Now if I go through the packet, the Joker has returned. I love that Joker, but that's different. Yeah. Alright, so here's the thing. Some people would say that you could easily tell the Joker card apart because it has a Joker on the face. And all of these cards have blank on the face. But what you may not know is that when you send a card through the internet pipes, there's a chance of some corruption happening. And I don't know if you've seen corrupted data. Sometimes it manifests as like, jumbled stuff, garbled information, or, sometimes it could just do something simple like changing a color. And if you take a look at the backs of all of these cards, these are blue. But I think this Joker has suffered some corruption because, take a look. I would say I am corrupted, says Tessa. And that, my friends, is the 4-card trick. Now, here's the thing. I would normally do something interesting because, Charlie's Beats actually requested this. And this is not actually Charlie's Beats card. And I would normally try and... use his card. So let me go ahead and change this card into Charlie's Beats card. And this is our Charlie's Beats signed Ace of Spades. All right, there we go. I didn't forget about you, Charlie. Thank you kindly for the request. Thank you kindly for clearing that, Chan. Alright. Mr. J. Yeah, if anybody's a fan of Batman Suicide Squad. So, when I was a kid, I enjoyed watching Batman the Animated Series. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but while I was watching that, like growing up as a kid, I thought there were some episodes that were like a horror show. It was like a horror show for kids, right? Especially if anybody remembers like the Clayface origin story. I was super scared of that one. All right. That being said, I don't even think we actually officially introduced the Twitch deck today yet. We've been doing a bunch of other tricks with other decks, and let me pull that deck out. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Chris M. Yee, Charlie's Beats. Thank you kindly for the Poggers and the Cool, Kicked RS and Tessa. And OMG, yes, says Chris M. Yee. Alright, I have watched all the Batman live action movies. Oh, all of the live action movies. I have not seen. Wait, have I seen all of the live action movies? I think all of the live action movies I've probably seen. I haven't seen all of the, like, Adam West episodes. Not all the live Batman, but I'm way over my time. It's past midnight over here, but I'm glad I caught a glimpse of your stream. Good night, my dudes and dudettes. All right, Kicked RS, thanks for stopping by. Have a glorious night. Take care, and we'll see you later. Thank you kindly for the claps, Tessa. All right, cool. So let's jump over here. Here's our Twitch deck. And the Twitch deck has cards that is signed by some of our regulars. If anybody would like to sign a card, we have several ways of doing it. And mostly if supporters of the stream, and especially if you end up requesting a trick, I try and use your card. So that is that. All right, first things first, I need to find all of the kings. And yeah, so there we have it. Okay, cool. Let's see here. What are we gonna do now? Oh, we have another trick in the. Oh yeah, that's right. Chris MG has requested a trick. Let's go ahead and let's see. Do I need anything else? Okay, let's go ahead and start this off. Okay, so we have 4 kings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and what I want to do with these kings is do something interesting. So, with these 4 kings, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to go ahead and turn 2 of the kings face up, and I'm going to leave 2 of the kings face down, like this. Now, if I was to close this packet up like this and flip it over, you would actually think if I was to count through the cards, there'd be 2 kings face up, 2 kings face down. But let me just go ahead and give a magical snap. That snap actually has made all of the kings facing in the same direction. So look. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's strange. They're all facing in the same direction. Once again, we're going to break one of the rules of magic. And we're going to do that trick again. Once again, I will have 2 kings face up, 2 kings face down. Like this. Now if I was to close this up, turn it back over, and I snap, all of the cards are going to be turned facing the same direction. Now, actually, I've made a mistake because so this trick, hallucination, was requested by Chris M. Yee, and I know that Chris M. Yee has signed the 2 of spades, and normally I try and use the the person's card, and you know what? I can fix this right now. So instead of using the kings, I should have actually used the 2s. So look, instead of snapping, let me hold the packet and give it a magical twist. By the way, the back design for this deck is perfect for this magical twist. But actually, one of those kings has turned into a 2. Is that weird? In this case, the 2 of hearts. And once again, I'm going to hold the pack and give another magical twist. That's actually going to go ahead and turn another king into a 2. In this case, the 2 of spades for our buddy Chris M. Yee that has also requested this trick. Also is in chat right now. And I'll just give this another 1, 2 twists. And if I show you, here's our Chris MU 2 of spades, our 2 of hearts. Holy smoke, says Chris MU. And then we have our 2 of diamonds, and then finally we have our 2 of clubs. And if you were here, you could go ahead and inspect these 2s yourself. And actually, those of you who have a Twitch deck, you know that it's not a trick deck or anything. You got these at TwitchCon last year if you came to my panel. But there we have it. So thank you kindly for the request, Chris M.Ye. And once again, if you're not following our friend Chris M.Ye, please give Chris M.Ye a follow. All right. And actually, some people are wondering where the kings are. Hold on. They're hiding in the middle, right there. Here they are. Ta-da. Thanks for the trick. You're welcome, Chris. Thank you kindly for interacting, for requesting a trick, for generally being there. So greatly appreciate it. Always make it fun. And actually, with that, this is probably a good time to shout everybody out while there's a bunch of people here. So, yeah. So, by the way, if you guys are not following our friend Chris M.Ye plays variety games, plays Fall Guys on Mondays. Also has the Clip M.Ye show, features a bunch of clips of people across the Twitchiverse. So check them out. All right, let's see. We have our friend Charlie's Beats. If you guys are not following our friend Charlie's Beats, please give Charlie's Beats a follow. Charlie is a musician, a gamer, and also generally in all of the chats that I'm normally hanging out in. I'm like, oh, Charlie's here. So please give Charlie a follow. Let's see. If you guys are not following our friend Curviously Jen, hopped in earlier, but I recently heard, by the way, congratulations, Curviously Jen and Chris M.Ye. So Curviously Jen is moving to be with Chris. So there we are. Guys, if you're not following Curviously Jen, from what I have seen, plays games, does makeup streams, and is all around fun. So thanks, Nam, says Chris. So you're welcome. Okay, let's see. Who else? Okay. If I missed you, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and hop into thanking our mods that are currently here. Guys, if you're not following our mods, let's give them some mod love. Currently in chat, we have Chan the Magic Man, one of the other magicians that performs magic on Twitch. Also uses the StreamerSonglist so that you can request tricks. But he also writes his own music, so you can request the music as well. And he does magic on Mondays, so definitely give Chan the Magic Man a follow if you're not already. If you are not following our friend Gibson Lens, please give Gibson Lens a follow. So Gibson Lens, also known as Bert, plays piano, composed a bunch of his own music, but will sight read from a bunch of songbooks that he owns, and plays a lot of VGM, popular music, what we'll call esoteric music. So definitely give Gibson Lens a follow. And then, Chan has beaten me to it. Welcome in the Rusty Panda, by the way. Welcome in the Rusty Panda. How's it going? Guys, if you're not following our friend the Rusty Panda is a singer-songwriter and also does an interview stream on Wednesdays called Wiki Wednesdays. It's a very unique interview stream. So definitely check it out. Also, fun story. I actually recently watched a YouTube video about somebody analyzing all of the connections in Wikipedia, and it was super interesting. So I just wanted to mention that. But the Rusty Panda, if you're interested, let me know. I can send you the link to that YouTube video. Oh, man. Ooh, okay, all right. Sounds like, okay, so if I don't send it to you like later, remind me and I'll find you the link. And I'll send it over. All right, let me know if I missed anybody. If anybody is a streamer, wants a shout out, let us know. Especially if I don't know if you're a streamer. All right, will do. Awesome. Cool. All right, next up, we have a request from Charlie's Beats to solve a Rubik's Cube. All right, Charlie's Beats, you get your choice. Do you want me to solve the regular-sized cube or the baby cube? Let me know. Once again, reminder to hydrate if you have not hydrated in a while. Actually, while we are waiting for a cube decision, let me see if I can find that link now, because then I can just drop it in chat. Ooh, little one, says Charlie. Okay, nope, that was not enough time. So, all right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and try and solve the baby one. All right, first things first, I'm going to scramble this. I don't know why the scrambling sound is... Anyway, long story short, earlier this week, something unfortunate happened, and I had to go to the pet hospital. How is this related? All right, I'm gonna link back. So anyway, on Tuesday night, I was stuck at the pet hospital for a long time, and you know, to make sure that my cat was okay, and hopefully, anyway, long story short, my cat is currently at home, and she's fine. She had the service that she needed to have, but I was there for like 6 hours. It didn't help that because one of the pets that came in during, like, shortly after I got in, it looked like a big dog, and it seemed like a more dire emergency, and so they must have prioritized. And it was like late, like late at night. Anyway, so of course I brought a deck of cards with me just in case that I was going to be there for a while, because I always carry a deck of cards with me. Oh no, says Chan. Yeah, oh no. Recipe. Oh my, I'm so sorry. I know, yeah. So it was a long story. But there was a Rubik's Cube sitting on one of the tables. But it was not like a normal Rubik's Cube. It was actually bigger than even the regular size cube. It was probably like a jumbo size. So instead of like being this tall, it was like this tall. And it was weird colors on 5 sides and then a picture of a dog on the last side. So, anyway. Okay, I think this is scrambled enough. I'm going to try and solve this. But, anyway, where I'm going with this was a couple of the other people who were waiting in the animal hospital. They they saw me just pick it up and solve it. And then we talked about it for a bit. And then I was like, oh, do you want me to just solve it again? Because they were like, oh, that's cool that you solved it. I wasn't watching. And I was like, okay. And so I kind of did what I normally do on stream, and I just kind of briefly explained to them how I was solving it, and they were like, wow, that's, like, the fact that I could explain what I was doing as I was doing it was more impressive to them than apparently actually doing it, I think. But, yeah, so, anyway, so I have the cross. All right, cool. I'm going to now get the corners. We're going to go ahead and solve the baby cube that way. Anyway, of course, I did end up showing a bunch of magic throughout the night to various different people. I learned about a lot of people's different pets. So a lot of people had dogs that swallowed things that they did not expect their dog to swallow, which makes sense. So the typical procedure for that was here, eat this, make them throw up, and then hopefully it comes out. So. My cat ended up needing some stitches, so she has some stitches, and yeah, this entire week I've basically been giving her all. So normally I have a rule, I can't give her people food. Well, this week she got basically as much people food as she wanted, so that is yeah. Okay, so I just did the top 2 layers, so there we go. Tessa says, wow. Yeah, sorry to hear that. I literally just went through this with my cat. I'm so glad the cat's home with you. The Rusty Panda, I'm so sorry. My sympathies. Hopefully your cat is okay. We stocked mine up on a tuna and wet food as a treat. Lol. Awesome. Yeah. Chances, damn. Yeah. So, anyway. Yeah, so that's how I'm connecting this all back. So the good news is my cat's back at home. She's been eating, arguably she's eating better than when she went to the hospital, so that's good. But unrelated to the stitches. But yeah, I did entertain a bunch of people talking about the eclipse, magic, solving a Rubik's Cube, sandwiches. I mean, I was there for 6 hours, so I made some friends, I guess. Alright, almost done. And I didn't mess up! Amazing! Solved! Okay. Hope your cat's okay, says Tessa to the Rusty Panda. I am late, but my cat had 5 teeth pulled a couple weeks ago. Diamond Club! I'm so sorry. My sympathies. That sucks. Yeah. Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Chris M.G., Charlie's Beats. And I don't know if you guys got turned off by my talking about my week, but I connected it back to the Rubik's Cube, so there we go. But yeah, so I was a little stressed out about my cat, but admittedly it was probably my fault. So it's not probably, it was my fault. So anyway, accidents happen. Okay, whew. All right, got all that out and off. That was me solving a baby cube or mini cube. The Rusty Panda says she's doing so much better. She got lethargic and stopped eating and drinking, so we put her on fluids for 2 nights, and her kidneys got better, and she's home. Awesome. Diamond Club says, haha, same. Vet was like, you should bring him in more often. Yeah. So part of the other thing was like, because of the pandemic, we hadn't been as good about taking our cat to the vet every year. So as well, yeah, that happens. All right, guys, the queue is open. Feel free to request something if you would like. Otherwise, I'm either going to be jibber jabbering or I'm just going to be doing other random magic. So, but anyway, Chris M.E., I'm so glad that you had requested hallucination, or I know that was a random request, but I'm so glad that it ended up, because I was like, oh, I hadn't played that. I hadn't performed that one in a while, so I was like, I should probably do that one. And then you hit it. I was like, whoa, it was meant to be. Okay, all right. Let's see here. How do I want to do this next one? From the Rusty Panda has requested illogical conclusion. All right. Let's go ahead and start with that. Okay. All right. I like this trick. I like it. Okay, making sure I'm not revealing the secrets of magic. Okay, excellent. As I get ready to perform this. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. All right. We have 2 piles of 4 cards each, and I just want you guys to try and figure out how many of what types of cards are here by the end of the trick. So we have 4 cards over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 cards over here. Now I'm not going to show you the cards in this pile, but I'm going to show you all of the cards in this pile. So it appears as though they are all red face cards. Now, how I'm going to make this a little bit fair for you guys is I'm going to swap out cards between this pile and that pile, and then I'll show you all the cards that are in my hand, and then we will go from there. So if I go ahead and I just take 1 card and place it in this pile, and I swap it with 1 card, like this. Now, if I show you all the cards in this pile, hopefully you'll see something different. Or you'll just see all red face cards again. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and swap out 2 cards. Okay, if you didn't see anything different before, maybe you'll definitely see something different now, right? Okay, so now we'll go through this pile again. So, I don't know if you just saw, but that was probably still red face cards. Now, the other types of cards you might see, black face cards, black spot cards, red spot cards. All right, so this time we're going to swap out 3, right? Absolutely no possible way you wouldn't see something new, right? Is that right, logically speaking? 1, 2, 3. We'll show you all the cards in this pile again. Red face cards, right? Red face cards. Okay, now what we're going to do is do one final swap. And we're just going to swap out 1 card. Okay, so here's the 3, here's the 1, and we're just going to go ahead and grab this. And there we have it. So we have red face cards. Now, important question. How many total cards are there? Are there 8 red face cards? That would be counterintuitive because there's only 6 in a given deck. Are there black spot cards? Are there red spot cards? Any guesses? All right, Chan says aces. Okay, any other guesses? Let's see. Chan, I would normally say that's great intuition, but for this particular time, you're incorrect. Actually, is Chris M. Yee still here? Because I know Chris M. Yee will like it. That may spoil this a little bit. Let me. The order matters here. Here we go. Black face cards. All right, Chris M. Yee. Here we go. So the other cards that are here. You will probably get a kick out of this, Chris. Ready? Black face card, says Tessa. No. There's nothing like that. Okay, here we go. They say, "Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. So here's my number. Call me maybe." And that, my friends, is an illogical conclusion. Carly Rae Jepsen face card, says Chris M. Yee. There we have it. Oh, wait. If you guys have the emote, which, by the way, you would only get if you're a sub to Chris M. Yee. But, yeah, there they are. Spam them if you have them. Alright, cool. Oh, it's actually a follower emote now, I think. Haha. Oh, excellent. If you follow Chris, you should be able to get that. So, following is free. No reason not to do that. Alright, cool. Alright, let me catch up with chat. I think I was catching up. Alright, yeah, Chan says aces. Blackface cards here. No, call me maybe, says Chan. Yeah, Chan fixed it at the last second. Chan knew. So... thank you kindly for the emotes and the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Chris M. Yee, and the lols of the Rusty Panda, and Tessa. Tessa Morningstar, may I ask about your screen name? Is it, did you intend Morningstar to be the weapon, or did you just want it to be like, you are a star in the morning? Or is there some other meaning that I'm not even interpreting it goes deeper? Like, I'm just curious, because in my mind I'm like I'm imagining or Morningstar like the, what is that? Debil? Is that the weapon? Oh, it's biblical. Oh, okay. That is not something I would understand then. I am how should I say, ignorant of honestly many religions, or all religions. Okay, let's see here. That was illogical conclusion. Thank you kindly for the request, the Rusty Panda. Hopefully you enjoyed. Okay, next up we have trade. Oh, I was about to clear it, but Chan beat me to it. Thanks, Chan. All right, next up we have Trading Kings. As requested by Chan the Magic Man. Okay. I see you, Nam. I see me too, because I'm looking at my stream. By the way, I don't know if you guys, when you guys stream and you are seeing your image, are you guys looking at your mirrored self, or are you looking at your actual self that other people would see you? So, like, I'm looking at myself as you guys would see me, and sometimes I switch up, like, I have to remember chat's on this side, but on my screen, I'm looking at it and chat's this way for me. So, sometimes get a little confused because I'm like, oh, I'm not mirrored, but, you know, it's it's just simpler for me. Loved it, says the Rusty Panda. Thank you kindly. Hopefully you enjoyed. Yeah, excellent. Cool. My chat's always on my right side. Ah, yes. I have to remember, if I wanted to give chat a big hug, I can do this. It's here. Hey, chat, I'm giving you a big hug. Oh, by the way, we did talk about my chat command recently in another chat. So, let me just give a big. Okay, all right. I may have to fix that. Mods gives mods because that should say me, right? And then, anyway, there we go. That's my hug command. Oh, what? You mean the chat overlay? Yeah, no. Yeah, my chat overlay on, like, to my video is over here, but while I'm looking at the screen, it's actually this way on my screen. Anyway. I hugged myself so hard just now. Gee golly gosh. Oh yeah, there's not too many times in which you can get a warm fuzzy bear hug on the mouth. That's a little bit weird. But anyway. Hi Crazy, welcome in I'm Uni. How's it going, I'm Uni? Tesla Morningstar says, basically Lucifer was fallen angel and dared to be different and basically have his own willpower and questions things. Oh, okay. I mean, that sounds like Lucifer, right? So the only things I know about Lucifer for real is that I saw a bunch of Lucifer television show stuff because my wife was watching it at some point. All right. Guys, if you are not familiar with I'm Uni has created this emote based off of my face. Man, that was perfect. I couldn't have, like, the random... yeah, I had... that had an influence. All right. Oh, yeah, he was sent to heck and humans blame everything on him that wasn't his fault. Yeah. So there you go. All right, cool. All right, so we have a trick as requested by Chan the Magic Man called Trading Kings. All right, so I'm going to need 2 volunteers. Are there 2 people who would like to choose a suit? Let me know. Chan, since you requested it, would you like to choose one of the suits? And then I'm Uni, you just came in. Would you like to choose the other suit? One of my Twitch friends did. Okay, alright. Alright, Chan has chosen the red heart. Okay, cool. So just to ensure that the next one is different, I'm Uni, if you could choose either spades or clubs, choosing a black one, that would be great. I suppose this is a little bit less impressive because I haven't shown you anything yet. So these 2 piles are obviously from different decks because they have different backs. But here's a blue-backed pile, and there's 4 of those cards. And then here's a red-backed pile. There's 4 of these cards. And at this point, the camera won't break away, so I don't think I ruined anything. But okay, if anybody wants to choose a black suit, either spades or clubs, let me know. put it in chat. And in the meantime, I'm going to eat this heat map. Delicious. All right, Diamond Club says club. Man, that's kind of like right in the name, right? Well, my old kind of had to delete because I was being bullied, and thanks to therapy, I learned to stand up for myself. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tessa. Yeah, being bullied online is a little bit rough because, you know, the anonymity of the internet and things. Well, I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you were able to stand up. And, you know, it is very important that you can tolerate, I guess, to some extent, but also like come out of it stronger, right? I don't really have the words. I'm not technically an inspirational speaker, but this reminds me of Dragon Ball Z. And if you don't get killed in Dragon Ball Z, you just get stronger. And so that's basically. All right. You need to fix that hug. I know, I do. All right. If anybody wants to look into it, feel free. But yeah, just somebody remind me later to look at that. Okay, so we have two suits. We have, man, I forgot what they are already. We have hearts and clubs. Okay, all right. So here we go. I'm going to, oh, by the way, I didn't preface. You saw the backs of these cards. These are all kings. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and flip over the heart and the club. All right, so here we go. Let me show you. Chan says I'm on it. Oh, thanks, Chan. If I show you here, we have a king of hearts. And then over here, we have a king of clubs. Is that weird or what? Okay. What? Yeah, that's my motto. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I'm not taking bunk anymore. Yeah. Now, okay. Here's the thing. What you may not know is that not only did I flip them face up, but I actually swapped them in the respective piles. Would you believe that this King of Hearts is actually the red-backed King of Hearts? Because totally, what? Yeah, here, let me show you. What? There we go. And then if this King of Clubs is the blue-backed one. Yeah, here we go. Blue-backed one. Is that weird or what? Super weird, right? Tin Alphaba, welcome in. Hooray, I'm finally home in time to catch you. Thank you for catching me, Tin Alphaba. Greatly appreciate it. Tessa Morningstar says, no way. Thank you kindly for the claps to the Rusty Panda. But wait, there's more. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ron Popeil and infomercials. I mean, there's so much advertising on the internet now that's way different than infomercials, what they used to be in TV. But I think a lot of us in chat are old enough to remember infomercials and Ron Popeil. But wait, there's more. Those were the only kings you could have chosen, because I did kind of lie to you at the beginning of the trick. I did say that these were all kings, but actually there was no possible way, because all of these other cards have nothing on them. Because look, they're actually all completely blank. And that, my friends, is Trading Kings. Two years of big work for the, okay, alright, cool. Alright, did that work? Alright, hold on, let me hug chat again and see if that works. So it should say, Crazy Asian gives chat a big one. Thank you so much for fixing it. Greatly appreciate it. Alright, sweet. Diamond Club says, I always think of the Matthew Lillard Scream version of, but wait! Nice. Alright, yay! Alright, awesome. Cool. Man, we got a lot out of that. So, anyway, welcome in, Tin Alphaba. How's it going? Can we get a shout out for Tin Alphaba? So, Tin Alphaba, we see Tin Alphaba in a lot of our music stream friends streams. Tin Alphaba also streams. The last time I hopped into Tin Alphaba's stream, I'm Uni. Thank you so much for the resub. last time I hopped into a Tin Alphabet stream, it was a streaming of a live event that Tin Alphabet was performing in. So, but yeah, if you're part of the music community here, definitely check Tin Alphabet out. If you haven't already, I assume a lot of the music friends here are already following Tin Alphabet. So, but all right, excellent. I always think. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I'm sketching up again. So funny, crazy Asian. I just finished modding a stream where someone in chat asked if there was any magicians on Twitch. Tin Alphabet. That is a great question, and there are a few. So actually, if we do the magic, is it Magic Twitch or Twitch? Yeah. So here's a link tree. There are 4 magicians that we know of on Twitch that have a pretty regular magic schedule. There's me. There's Chan the Magic Man, also in chat right now, and is a mod. The one that is probably has 3 magic streams per week and is the most is InfoXZar. His name's Jack. We call him I call him the godfather of Twitch magic. I literally told him about you, grades. Oh, that's so cool! Thank you so much for telling them about me. Greatly appreciate it. And then there's one more, Hallowthorn, Singaporean magician. Tries to stream when he can. It's a little bit busy. Also, he's on the other side of the world, so the time zones don't necessarily match up as well. But definitely taking notes as we speak. Great. All right. Yeah. So that link tree will send you to everybody. And then also, if you ever forget, like, you can come back here. The Rusty Panda actually mods for all 4 of us. So, yeah. All right. Woo. Okay, so that was Trading Kings. And then, once again, the queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, feel free. Let's see. Do you LARP? What's your flavor? That was not directed to me, but I'm going to answer that I don't normally LARP. But I would totally have tried it when I was younger. I think it's kind of impractical to do it now that I have a kid and to get away for like an entire LARPing weekend, which, I would totally do. I have not played as many RPGs as I would I guess like to admit. I'm totally into like RPG culture, and I've played like just a couple of one-shot adventures, normally when I go to Gen Con. Excellent. Thank you kindly for the request. Diamond Club, you've requested Cardless Coin Matrix. Okay. You have a choice, Diamond Club. I can do it with regular quarters or these cool tokens. Which one would you like? The tokens or the quarters? And I will do the cardless coin matrix with that. They're basically the same. It's just that these tokens are slightly bigger, the quarters are slightly smaller. Not a big deal either way, but quarters! Okay, alright, excellent. So, let's go ahead and do it with the quarters. First things first, we have just making sure that these are kind of like 4. So we have these 4 quarters. I'm just going to lay them down in like a square like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and try and make these quarters teleport. And look, it happens pretty quick. So watch. Ready? And we're going to do that again. And then here we go. And okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 over here, and then we have 1 over there, and this is the last one, so just watch carefully. Alright, and that, my friends, is the cardless coin matrix. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. It's a quick one. Thank you kindly for the request, Diamond Club. All right, let me catch up a little bit. There was some chatter about things. Let's see here. I do LARP. I used to do the cohort for Quail Jin for a vampire LARP event. That's cool. OMG, I'm the treasurer for my chapter of Dagor here in Kansas City. Didn't seem to update. Oh, was there something wrong with the command? Alright. Well, surely you recognize those 3 numbers from my name. What up from KC? Oh. Alright. Yeah, no worries if you can't figure it out. Although, yeah, if you want to, that's I can't stop you. What do you have at the moment in your establishment? That's so all right, cool. So they're talking about LARPing in and around Kansas City. There's a wave of new RPGs in China called I forgot what it's actually called. There's a name for it, but it's like horror murder or like kind of like a new kind of thing, and it's really tough to like have the kind of media that we have here in China because of like the Chinese government. But like they were starting to do like it was like this role playing puzzle room RPG adventure, but it was like a one shot, but it would last for like 5 or 6 hours, and young Chinese like adolescents or like just younger Chinese folks would get to doing it because these adventures would like span all sorts of different experiences, and then it's like stuff that they could do together. So it's kind of like a social event, and it's like stuff that I think like Americans would totally love. The problem is they're slowly trying to like localize a bunch of these, but the Chinese aren't localizing it. There's people in Singapore trying to localize this game for like English speakers, and so it's yeah, it's kind of crazy how popular this game has gotten. So, but this discussion kind of reminds me of it. Let's see. I DJ with another dude, and we call ourselves that. The real Diamond Club is the VIP seats at the Kauffman Stadium. Oh, nice. Kisogo! Hey, how's it going? Been recovering all day. Had a bit much yesterday. Oh, my sympathies. Definitely. You know what? If we haven't had a bit for a while, hydrate. I'm currently having some tea, so drink some water, drink some tea, hydrate. My sympathies, but hopefully you're doing well. Kiso, welcome in. Kisogo Plays, how's it going? Oh, and thank you for shouting out Kisogo Plays. Guys, if you're not following our friend Kisogo Plays, please give Kiso a follow. So originally I found Kiso as a productivity streamer, but also plays games. So anyway, hopefully you're doing well, Kiso. Have you played Balatro? I'm Uni. You have asked the cursed question for the day. Because had you asked me 2 weeks ago, the answer was no. If you asked me last week, I would have just barely started. And if you asked me today, which you did, the answer is yes, I'm Uni. I have played lots of Balatro. I'm pronouncing it Balatro. I understand that the developer actually doesn't care how it's really pronounced, but there's like 3, I guess, accepted pronunciations. I guess Balatro is one, Balatro is another one, and then Balatro. And I'm settling on Balatro mostly because I think if you were to take it from the Latin root, that's how it would be pronounced. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I'm. Kiso's, and yeah, I'm hydrating, Dad. Sheesh. You know what, Kiso? I take that as a compliment because I am a genuine dad. So there we have it. All right. So yeah. By the way, I've been playing lots of Balatro. I've been playing it maybe way more than I'd like to admit. But I've already gotten a ton of things unlocked, like a bunch of the decks that were unlocked. Tin Alphabet says, that's the thing with RPGs and especially LARPs. My brother and I are doing our best to get non-American RPGs and LARPs more popularity in the mainstream American RPG public. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, there's so many good games out in the world. Like, to be fair, a lot of people think that there's a board game revolution in America now, and I'm like, guys, this has been happening in Europe for like 50 years. So it's like, we're behind the curve as like Americans. So exactly, says Tin Alphabet. Yeah. So a lot of the games that Americans are seeing now, like or in the past 10 years or so, like Settlers of Catan, Ticket to Ride, those have been out in Europe like way longer. Like, one of the first games I remember playing is Carcassonne. When I first saw it, I was like in college, and that was like maybe 20, no wait, yeah, 20 years ago. And people, and it had been out in Europe like, I don't know, 10 years or so. Yes, German board games started gaining popularity in the 90s. Yeah, that's so. For anybody who doesn't know, by the way, I love all this talk about board games and stuff because I'm totally into board games. I'm going to Gen Con. I've been to Gen Con like a ton of times before. But yeah, the reason why European board games got so great and popular was that basically in America, board games for a long time were basically just like Monopoly, Life. Admittedly, Risk has been around for a long time, but Risk is actually really good. But like original Monopoly is kind of outdated. What else? Scrabble, and it hadn't changed for like, I don't know, several decades. But in Europe, what happened was a bunch of big newspapers, they wanted to have something that was like post World War II to help get people's minds off of the war, and so they started like showcasing games that people could play, so board games. And actually, after a while, I think they started to incentivize them with financial rewards. I mean, so here's the game of the year, and then after the financial rewards kicked in, that's kind of when like the board game development just kind of kicked up a notch. And so if you hear things like Spiel des Jahres, which is I think German for the game of the year, and yeah, so that's what game of the year is, and that's kind of like where it comes from. So yeah, Chris MG says Monopoly is no fun. Yeah. So long story short, Monopoly was created at a time in which it was like what, post Depression, right? And they wanted to give everybody like a chance to experience what it was like to have lots of money. The problem with how most people play it is that there are house rules, and those house rules were not part of the game's design and needlessly make the game go longer. And also, there's player elimination, which isn't popular in and of itself, but like that needs to happen to speed up the game. And so when you have times in which you don't eliminate a player because they could potentially sit for a while, well, you're playing it wrong. So, but I will give Monopoly some slack because in later iterations of Monopoly, they have fixed some of that. But the one thing that I really love about Monopoly is Monopoly Deal, which is a card game that is based on Monopoly, but is actually really good. It's just like a set collection card game where you're trying to collect properties and like, but it's actually designed way more elegantly, and you can play a game in like less than 20 minutes. So, but yeah. So anyway, I'm sorry if I just went a little too deep on board game history and like Spiel des Jahres and why Euro games were better than American board games. But I think now there's enough game designers everywhere that US is catching up. There's a lot of new original board games here that are pretty good now. I actually had to stop purchasing board games like a few years ago because I started running out of space in my house to store them. So I'm like, well, I don't play these anymore because between pandemic and having a kid, it's kind of tough. But anyway, yeah. So let's see. All right, I'm just gonna go back, and I think I caught all these in my mind, but let me just catch these officially. Yeah, Chris M. says American Tabletop was behind for so long. Gibson Land says yes. German board games started getting popular in the '90s. Yep. The Rusty Panda says I just played Carcassonne last week. Man, Carcassonne was like my first, one of my first Euro games in college. So, and actually, the meeples from Carcassonne, they were actually pivotal. If I one day, if I remember, I can bring a meeple down. But basically, I got you know how like when people get married, there's sometimes like a wedding ceremony. Sometimes they'll like mix wine of different colors, or they'll mix like candle wax or something, or they'll break glass. And I was like, I don't want to do any of those things. But what did we wanted to do? I wanted to have it be board game. So for me and my wife, one of our first games was Carcassonne, that both she and I liked. And so I got like 1 foot tall meeples. They're like 1 foot tall, custom made by a friend of ours. So you could never purchase these anywhere. And they're like about 8 inches thick or so. So they're pretty thick. And I have two of them. One of them blue, which represents me because blue is my favorite color. One of them's purple, which represents her because that represents her favorite color. And the only thing that, so they're basically normal meeples, except there's one custom thing where I had my friend create their hands a little bit longer on one side of each of the meeples, and then there's like a carve out of like half of the hand, so that if you put them next to each other, it looks like they're holding each other's hand. And so that's like, that was our wedding ceremony. We pushed the meeples together so that they would hold hands. But yeah, so for anybody who's interested, I can have a picture of that at some point, but I can actually bring the meeples down. They're just on my mantle upstairs at some point. So, let's see, Monopoly is terrible. Monopoly is no fun. Yeah, I think I addressed the Monopoly thing. Favorite game in the whole wide world is Dixit. Oh, favorite game in the whole wide world is Dixit or Concept. I like Dixit and Concept. It's super hard to play, especially with a group you don't know. But the more creative you are, and the more you know the rest of the group, the easier it is for you to play as a group. So yeah, but for those of you who aren't aware, Dixit and Concept require different ideas to be kind of disseminated, but like you're very restricted with like the cards that you get, or like the imagery that's on the concept board. So I played both of those games. They're different, but yeah. Let's see, Chris M. says, small game maker in Orange County explained it to me years ago. European games have ways for everyone to claim some amount of victory with victory points, or multiple ways to win. With American games, one person won and everyone else lost and didn't have a great time. Yeah, actually, Chris, that is a very great point. Yes. So there's levels of winning, or importantly, there's not like player elimination, right? Like at least most people who were continuing to play the game in a Euro game, you could continue to have fun, and you could even feel like you have hope, even though empirically, if there wasn't hope, like there's this thing called like secret objectives where you might have like ways to score points that nobody else knows, and like that was severely lacking in like American games. So like in American games, what you saw on the board, that's basically what you got, and it's like, you know, a luck-based victory, right? Whereas like in Euro games, there were opportunities for like hiding your win, or like sneaking up from behind, or even like deceiving people, or like like bluffing to an extent, right? Like my friends call Monopoly Deal the friendship ender. Full disclosure, Monopoly Deal can be pretty cutthroat, but I enjoy it as a game that was at least well designed. Like, let's see. This past weekend was Big Bad Con online, which I didn't have time to work, and in the Big Bad Con's last weekend of October, and I'll be there. Okay, they're probably talking about a Kansas City con, but that sounds cool. I love gaming conventions. I love conventions in general. It's just I want to go to too many of them, and I can't afford to, or leave the house, and now I don't want to go on planes. That's a long story here. When I hear about Monopoly, the kid crying about taxes comes to my mind. Man, don't remind me. I just finished my taxes last week, and it was a pain in the butt. Like, it should not be that difficult to file your taxes. In many other countries in the world, now that they've digitized, a lot of other countries, it's like, okay, this is the taxes. You just want to sign into their website and just say, yes, that's correct, or no, and then you can dispute, and then your taxes are done. It's like over within like 10 minutes. Here in the United States, it is unnecessarily stupid and not free. And why is it not free? Because there's an entire industry lobbying against it, i.e., the tax preparation industry. Anyway, I'm upset. Sorry. I didn't want to talk about taxes. I didn't know that I learned a thing. Big Bad Con is in the San Francisco Bay Area. Oh, okay. That's cool. Thanks for letting me know. OMG, yes, I love this. OMG. Oh, that's the meeples. Okay. Sorry, I'm catching up. I'm a little bit behind in chat. Freaking love that. All right. Yeah, Rusty Panda. Also remind me if I don't. You know what? I'm gonna write some notes. Send Rusty Panda Wikipedia thing and Meeple's picture. Send the Rusty Panda Wikipedia video and Meeple's pic. All right, cool. All right. Okay, that's so cute. Gross. You're gross. So you're talking about the meeples. I'm a big fan of Mysterium myself. Kisogo is a fan of Mysterium. Awesome. I have not played Mysterium a lot. I've played it once in real life and then a few times digitally. Mysterium is hard, especially, well, against like AI bots. It's way easier against like with people, but it's basically a cooperative game where you're trying to solve a bunch of mysteries basically about. So think of it like if Clue wasn't competitive, but Clue was more like a cooperative game. That's basically Mysterium. I love that in Catan. Yeah, I thought board games were getting popular here in America in the 90s because European board games. Maybe it was only local. I mean, I don't know. I think board games have been kind of popular in America for a while. It's just the types of board games were different, like the makeup of what was available and what was introduced to people. That's great, but brutal. Same Catan. Yeah. My family is addicted to playing Mexican Train. It's a domino game. Oh, I'm not familiar with domino games, but that sounds like fun. When you say Mexican Train, I think of a train game called Colt Express. So you're a bunch of outlaws trying to rob this train that has money bags, like suitcases, and like gems. But you're fighting all of the other outlaws, so you can shoot them or you can punch them, and that like messes with their movement and stuff. But it's like an interesting program movement game. So yeah, Colt Express, I would recommend. If anybody hasn't played it, it's funny. The game itself is not funny. The results as you play with a group, that's funny. So I play Catan Universe on my computer, my phone, my Xbox. Depends on where I feel, but I'm never without. Awesome. I haven't played any board games in ages. Chan the Magic Man, I don't know what you do for fun. I would recommend if you want to get into board games. Now is like an amazing time to get into board games because there's so many to choose from. There's so many to look at. And honestly, if you just want some recommendations, you can ask me. I will give you some recommendations. Honestly, you just need to know like how many people you're playing with and like how much you want to think. Like, and then if you give me that, I'll give you a bunch of recommendations. Yeah, it's a great time, and like now there's a lot of contention for people's like disposable income, right? People don't necessarily have the ability to go out to see a movie, to go eat at a restaurant anymore. But you know, if you invite them over to play a board game, it's like perfect entertainment for hours, and it's very low barrier to entry, and it doesn't cost a lot. So you just need to get to somebody's house. That's basically it. Or even if you have a game store, like a local game store, you can do that too. I hung out my local game store for many years, actually, maybe many more years than I'm willing to admit. But yeah, there's a couple of game stores near where I am that I've hung out at. Man, I'm sorry, my Magic stream has turned into a talk about board game stream. But you know what? That's okay. If anybody wants to see Magic, here's a how block, and you can request to put. Otherwise, we're talking about board games because I'm still catching up with chat. Let's see here. It is really cut through. So it's like Hunt Showdown, the card game. Oh man, if you want Hunt Showdown, it's not Hunt Showdown, but there's this game called what's it called? Oh man. It's basically one versus everybody else, and like the one person is like an alien, and everybody else is like a human trying to survive the alien. I forgot what it was I'll have to get back to you. You know what? That's gonna bother me, so I'm just gonna copy and paste and then remind myself. Chris, you asked that question. Yeah, I've also thought about doing some board game streams, so maybe one day when I do more streams, I could also do a board game stream. That reminds me of the game Bang! Bang! That's right. Okay, it looks like we have a request. Okay, so no, this one's different. You match dominoes together and there's a lot of rules. Oh, okay. Chances I should. Okay, cool. How? Alright, I remember typing that in. Oh, you should have board game themed magic trick. Hey, look, if anybody wants to see board game themed magic tricks, if you just go back in time in my YouTube channel, I think in 2021, a lot of those magic videos were me doing magic tricks with card games and board games, like components, and theming them for those games. So, check it out. Shameless plug. Tabletop sim stream. We could do that too. I've actually thought there's actually some games in which I could probably play with chat, like live. Like I could set it up here, like it could look really nice here, and then I'd be like, okay, all right, guys, I make a decision, chat makes a decision. You know, we do stuff on the board. I think that would be really cool too. Some of them are pretty easy, like Forbidden Island, Forbidden Desert kind of stuff. Tabletop sim stream, yeah. So it doesn't have to be tabletop sim. I could actually do tabletop streams. Like games follow me everywhere because almost all the entertainment people I work for are big time gamers as well. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm having a good time talking about games, so no big deal. Nice. All right, cool. Now that I'm all hype, I'm gonna go. I've been up for about 20 hours. The Rusty Panda, I am so sorry. Get some sleep. Thanks for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, definitely get your sleep. Sleeping is important. Wait, what am I doing? I should get... Wait, who requested it? Chan? Okay, we're gonna use queens and aces. Let's see. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. Let's see. I love you all. If the hug command worked, I'd give you all hugs. I did it. Yeah, didn't Chan fix it? I thought Chan fixed it, right? Or at least fixed it enough. No. Don't blame yourself to an alphabet. I love talking about board games, so that's perfectly fine. The fact that I only have one stream a week, that's on me. I should just have more streams, and then we could just talk about it another stream. That's okay. All right. So I think we have the cards that we need. I just need eight cards. Yep, that's correct. Okay, so we have the aces over here, and then we have our queens over here. Let me introduce the queens. We've got Queen of Spades, Queen of Hearts, Queen of Clubs, Queen of Diamonds. So I'll leave the queens over here, and then I'll show you that we have the aces over here. There should be an SE message by saying that the command has been updated. Oh yeah, Stream Elements doing something weird. Okay, maybe mods don't have permission to add edit command. Oh, perhaps that could be a thing. When you did before, I said I hugged myself. Okay. All right, so here we have our aces, and now, okay, this is what I want to do. Oh, you know what? I have props for this. Hold on. If anybody has played video games, you may be familiar with save states. So at this point, we have all the aces over here and all the queens over here. So we're going to go ahead and hit save state. So I want you guys to remember this state right now. So save state, aces over here and queens are over here. But as you play the game, you might change the state of the game. If you sometimes do some actions, it may not actually change the state of the game, but sometimes you do when you take an action. And look, this ace has actually turned into a queen. I know, is that strange? But that's okay. Look, here we've got some more aces, and some people think that I could do it with the cards face up. But look, if you try and take some game action, sometimes it doesn't change. However, if you actually touch, it'll actually change a card. There we have it, into a queen. So an ace is changed into a queen. Okay, so now some people believe that changes can happen really fast, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and touch both of these at the same time, and both of them have changed into queens. So now if we take a look, this should be the ace pile. So if I show you, we have ace. But sometimes you're not really a fan of the state that things are in. So I'm going to go ahead and press the load state button, and we're going to fix all of this right now. And you're going to go back in time to that point at the beginning in which the aces were all over here and the queens are over here, because look, we have all of the aces. And actually, all of the queens. That, my friends, is the video game emulator version of Reset. Thank you kindly for the claps and the applause. Chan the Magic Man, Tessa Morningstar. Thank you for clearing that, Chan. Thank you kindly for the claps, Chris M. Yee. Oh, Chris M. Yee, I don't know if you were here when I spoke about it last. I'm practicing guitar. So I'm getting into learning guitar. Are we in a video game? I mean, look, we can talk about cosmology and like if we're in a simulation, but if we are in a simulation, what's the likelihood that we are in an entertainment simulation, or i.e. a video game, right? You sure have a lot of hobbies. Yeah, I know. So the only reason why I mention it in relation to that trick is because a lot of the songs that I'm trying to teach myself right now, they are all video game songs. So, yeah. I'm having a good time. Oh, somebody wants to feed me. Okay, hang on. Delicious. Yeah, I have a lot of hobbies. Let's card games, board games, magic, currently guitar, cooking, karaoke. I consider K-pop a hobby, even though it's kind of like, I don't know, music. Lockpicking, Rubik's Cubes. Yeah, I have a lot of hobbies. Okay, next up we have a request from Charlie's Beats for The Restless Lady. Okay, you know, let me see if I can do this a little bit differently than usual. Okay. Yeah, you're the second Asian I know who's learned lockpicking as a hobby. Whoa! Wait, I'm not the first? I should be offended. No, that's okay. Now, lockpicking is cool as a thing, but is not legal in all 50 states of the United States, and definitely not legal in all countries, for sure. It's a little bit weird how it behaves. Okay. Lol, says Tessa. My friend learned it in our senior year in high school. Okay. Now, he's now a felon for unrelated reasons. What a segue. Oh, yeah, he's a felon. Oh, but it's unrelated to the lockpicking. I'm sorry for laughing at that. And to be fair, it was a friend of yours, so my apologies. I hope that he's okay and that he is able to get out and start a new life and all of that. I mean, I said to be funny. Oh, okay, great. Okay, all right. I don't although it's true. Yeah. Got it. Okay, cool. Whew. All right, man. All this tiptoeing around things on the internet. Like I don't want to offend anybody, but I want to laugh at funny things, and so there we are. So such is life with the internet. Okay. He was never imprisoned. Oh, I see. Okay. Got it. I mean, to some extent, aren't we all felons? Like, if you've ever downloaded anything illegally, if you've never had your seatbelt on while the car was moving, like, I don't know. Unless you're in New Hampshire, because live free or die. I can say that because I used to live in New Hampshire. I wouldn't make fun of New Hampshireites just outright. I know them. Okay, all right, here we go. So here, no, we're not all felons. That's a conviction. Oh, I see. No one's perfect. I mean, and if you were perfect, is there anything that you could strive for? Because if you were perfect, then you could do everything, right? And you would have all the money. Like there would be nothing. Like as a human with humanity, right? Don't you need something to challenge yourself or to keep things interesting? I don't know. That's another philosophical debate that we could say for another time. Look, I have the 6, the 7, the 8, and the 9 of hearts, and the ace of clubs. Now, the ace of clubs is somebody who is hanging out on Twitch. Hanging out on Twitch. Let's say the ace of clubs. We're gonna have the ace of clubs log off, and however, we have a Twitch channel that the ace of clubs started to follow, and the ace of clubs thought that it was really cool. So the next time that the 6 of clubs got on, the 6 of diamonds came on that channel, the ace of clubs tuned in, logged into chat. That's kind of interesting, right? Super weird. Somehow found a way into chat. But look, what if we go ahead and remove the ace of clubs? The ace of clubs is going to log off again. And we're going to find a bunch of other channels. So like here's a bunch of other channels, whether you discover these from raids or like hanging out in chat and being like, hey, these people are cool. If you just give the ace of clubs the opportunity to hang out and get to know all of these channels, you'll start seeing the ace of clubs a lot more frequently in all of these channels. Because look, here's the ace of clubs. Now we just got a couple of other channels left. These are like the late night channels. But the ace of clubs doesn't want to miss out on anything. And so here, the ace of clubs will come to hang out. Now here's the thing. There's one channel left, and this channel doesn't end up raiding out all of the time. But the ace of clubs is going to end up being there. Now with all of these channels, if you end up going to visit their chats every time they go live, you'll end up seeing the ace of clubs there, and the ace of clubs is there, ace of clubs is there, the ace of clubs is there, and the ace of clubs is there. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Now, after a while, all of these other channels are thinking, hey, the ace of clubs, really cool. And as it turns out, they like the ace of clubs. So they're like, hey, we want to hang out with the ace of clubs some more. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but secretly we end up having these people follow us, hang out with us in chat, having a good time. And there's some people that you just end up seeing in all of the chats. Also, this trick was requested by Charlie's Beats. And if you didn't know, I happen to see Charlie's Beats in all the channels I hang out in. And so normally when I do a trick, I have to use their card. And since Charlie's Beats has signed the ace of spades, I should just change the ace of clubs into the ace of spades. And that is our signed ace of spades by Charlie's Beats. Charlie, thank you so much for the request. Thank you so much for always hanging out in all the chats. Thank you so much. Just generally being there. Greatly appreciate it. You are 1 in a million. I have not seen as many people be in every chat. I commend you. But it just shows how good a friend you are. So thanks, Charlie. Man, once again, I think I've themed the Restless Lady a different thing every time. That's super cool. Although I'm not calling Charlie a lady. That's not what I'm saying. So anyway, all right. Whew. Look, Christmas tree shop doesn't always sell Christmas trees. Okay, what's in it? That's. I'm just using the framework of the trick Restless Lady. It doesn't have to be a lady every time. It's fine. It's fine. Look, I've done the Restless Lady, and it was Chan the Magic Man. Chan the Magic Man, obviously not a lady. Look, man is in his name. Like, all right, okay. Let's see. We're thinking about ending soon. The good news is I don't have work tomorrow, but I do have an eclipse to get ready for tomorrow. So, by the way, if anybody is going to be watching the eclipse tomorrow, whether partial or in the line of totality, please stay safe. Be careful. Don't look directly at the sun. So I'm prepared. I have a few. Let me see here. I think we have 10 pairs of glasses because we're going to be sharing with whoever we end up hanging out with if they don't have enough. I made 2 sun boxes. So I had like a shoe box and another box, and I'm like, okay, I can make 2, just in case people need other viewing options. Chris MU says, I'm going to look. Yeah, that's right. So, wait. No, not at the sun. At the eclipse. But safely. So, I get to see a partial starting a little after 10 a.m., so it's perfect time. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I think it depends on which time zone you're in, but yeah. So, where it's going to be passing overhead where I am, it's going to be 3 in the afternoon for totality, but I think the actual eclipse starts at like 1:30 my time. So 1:30 to 4:30 basically for like the entire event, and then yeah. But I've already I gathered all that stuff. I charged my separate camera. I'm gonna make sure that my phone is charged. You should not take direct video footage of the sun without a special filter over your recording devices. But I'm thinking about setting up my one camera and just like at the people in the field, or like if I'm there, and so we can see it get dark like together, hopefully. So that's cool. If I have some cool footage and I can edit it, I'll put it up on YouTube. So I'm gonna be asleep or in the house crafting, says Tessa. Ah, gotcha. All right, cool. All right. So it looks like we have a trick to go out on. But yeah, so that's my plans for tomorrow, and I did take the day off of work so that I wouldn't have to worry about other shenanigans. Since my city is in like the direct line of totality, there's like a state of emergency called because I think we're expecting upwards of like 500,000 people to be driving in from all sides around us. Luckily, we're in this line where it's like a bunch of other upstate New York cities. So not all of them will be coming to us, but then, so they'll be a little bit spread out, but yeah. All right, 10 Alphabets. That's why I'm happy we only get to see a partial in San Fran. No filter needed when recording it. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like, if you just have something stare at the sun, like, look at the sun for too long, like, it will damage its stuff, so just be careful. Yeah, your area gets to see pretty much all of it. Yeah, so we have totality of, like, 3 plus minutes. 3 minutes, 20 seconds, maybe? 3.5 minutes, something like that. But it should be pretty fun. Alright, cool. So, it is about that time. I live in north central PA. Oh, okay, so you'll probably be getting a partial there. It's about that time. I thank everybody. So thank you everybody for coming out and hanging out with me on Sleight of Hand Sunday. I normally do Sleight of Hand Sundays here on Sunday night on Twitch, and make it a little bit interactive. It's so interactive. We talked about board games for a while today. So thank you so much. I do love talking about board games, as you guys could tell. Let's see. So thank you so much to everybody who came to hang out. Thank you so much to everybody if you interacted with the stream, whether you chatted, requested a trick, clicked on the heat map, chose a suit, anything interacting with the trick. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the lurkers out there, because if I'm just practicing, there's no magic happening. It's one of those weird things where it's like, hey, if you perform music, you can enjoy the music. If I practice magic, I'm not experiencing any magic. The magic has to happen in your mind. Also, disclaimer, everything that you've seen here, it's not black magic or sorcery or any deals with the devil. Everything can be achieved with sleight of hand and performance. And that's what I would say even if I had real magical powers. So there we go. Also, let's give some mod love to our mods. Guys, if you're not following all of our mods, we had in the chat earlier the Rusty Panda. We currently have in chat Chan the Magic Man. And Gibson Lens. Please give all of our mods. They are all streamers in their own right. They're all musicians. There's one magician. One of them plays magic. The other one mods for all of Magic Twitch. So, I mean, everybody is somehow music and magic related. So, give them all a follow. Alright, cool. And then, once again, if you guys want to see more of me and I'm not around, because, I only stream once a week, check out my YouTube. All of my VODs that fall off of Twitch retention end up going over there for the most part. I also put up a new trick every week. I've been considering changing that schedule, but for right now, it's still going. And now a new magician mod. And then also, if you guys want to see more magic on Twitch specifically, check out this. I forget. I mix up those up. Magic Twitch. Check out this link tree. There's the other Twitch magicians that have a regular magic schedule. So, all right. And then with that, let's see. We have one more trick. I will do this finale trick. Presumably, if I don't mess it up, then it'll be the last trick. If I do mess it up, then you're going to get more magic, because I don't like to end the stream on a trick that I mess up. So, that's the deal. And then after that, we will find somebody to raid. Capiche? Capiche. All right. All right. So, here we go. I have a bunch of aces, and I have this deck. But first I want to show you that this is a blue-backed deck, because these aces don't come from this deck. These aces are red-backed. So here, ace of hearts, red, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, ace of spades. Now, with these four aces, I want to do something interesting. I want to spread them out, and then we're going to magically combine them back together. Okay, so here we go. Now, the ace of spades I will use as the leader ace, and we're going to try and get all of the red backed aces up here by the end of the trick. And I'm not going to place them so nonchalantly together, because that would not be magical. So we have to do it in a magical way. But first I'm going to cover each one of these with 3 other cards. Like this. And we're going to slowly but surely start transferring them. So you can see red-backed ace right here, but you can only see it just for a moment, because if I go ahead and I grab it here, not physically, but spiritually, and drop it here, and I swap it for one of those blue ones. If I go through this, Tin Alphabet says, just about to say same Tin Limit, sorry for being a little behind. I'm currently cooking pot stickers for it. Sounds delicious. And also mod lurking while doing so. Oh yeah. Totally understand. I think a bunch of us here are mods as well, so yeah, definitely definitely tend to the pot stickers. You don't want to mess up good food. But look, if you take a look, there's actually no red backed cards here anymore. They're all blue backed, and actually none of them are aces. So before we just had the one ace of spades that was red, but look, now should have 2 red backed cards and 2 blue backed cards, right? Because we just swapped them. There we go. Now over here we're going to do something very similar. You'll see it just for one more second. I'm going to go ahead and grab it, drop it here, swap it for one of those blue backed cards, because now take a look. All of these cards are blue backed. And none of them are aces. And now if we go through this, there are now 3 red backed cards and 1 not. Is that weird? That's super weird, right? Now some people think that there's shenanigans afoot, and to that I would say, you're watching a sleight of hand card magic stream, so shenanigans are going to be happening. But anyway, so look, you can kind of see there's a red backed card, and it is an ace. Now, I'm going to place it into the middle of the packet, and you'll still see it because you see that the red backed card is there. If I show you the faces, that's the ace, okay? But look, if I just go ahead and I do the swap like this, and grab that last blue card, place it in here, all of these cards are now blue backed. And now all of these faces, none of them are aces. And now if we take a look at this pile, let's go through it really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4 aces. And they are the ace of diamonds, the ace of spades, the ace of clubs, and the ace of hearts. And that, my friends, is Picasso Aces. And I'll call that a successful finale. I've done that trick so much, I would feel very embarrassed if I messed that one up. Thank you kindly for the applause. Andrew Ward, thank you so much for hanging out and being here tonight. Thank you so much, Chan the Magic Man, for the emotes. Thank you kindly for the claps, Gibson Lens. Thank you kindly for the claps, I'm Uni. Thank you kindly for the claps, Charlie's Beats. I saw, Chan, that you turned them off. Thank you. All right. Whew. Tin Alphabet, thank you kindly for the claps. Tin Alphabet, thank you for coming out and hanging out with me. Welcome. So if you haven't seen the stream before, here it is. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Oh, yeah. I know. I'm paying attention. Sometimes I miss stuff, but not today. Okay, all right. Let's see what is going on the Twitchiverse. See who is around. Let's see who. So last time we raided our friend 7 Senchi. Who should we raid today? Oh, let's see. Have we raided this person in a while? Wait, is this person normally streaming even at this time? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna check. If this is not surprising, I have a spreadsheet, streaming spreadsheet. Everybody, that should not be a surprise to anybody. Let's see. Okay, we rated this person. when did we raid this person? In October. And that was it. So we have not raided this person since October. So it has been a hot minute. Okay. Alright, let me... Now that doesn't surprise me. It's just an alpha. Yeah. No. We have some raid... Okay, let me see how long this person has been going on. And if... Oh, actually, let me make sure they're doing music. This person is a musician. Hold on. Let me mute. Okay. Normally Gibson Lens knows who I'm rating, so we'll see if... They've only been going for 20 minutes! Alright, this is perfect. Okay, we're going to be rating somebody we haven't rated in, like, many months. So, alright guys, today we're going to... An Asian with a spreadsheet? You're kidding me. Yes, No, I can't kid you. I can't kid you there, it's too serious. Gibson Lens! How do you know? Come on! I was super vague about it. All I said was musician, and we haven't rated this person since October. And you're like, I know. I'm like, You know. All right, guys. Hey, guys, we're gonna be organized by a spreadsheet. Lol, yes, because I knew too. All right. Well, 10 Alphaba, you know, but like you don't normally see all of the people that we raid 10 Alphaba, so. But, alright, okay. Guys, we're going to be rating our friend Sarah Mahoney music today. So, if you guys didn't know, musician, plays piano. I got a chance to meet Sarah at TwitchCon last year. And we haven't rated her since October. So, if you are not subbed, feel free to copy this raid call. And then if you are subbed, feel free to copy this raid call. The second you said 20 minutes, I so knew. Oh, okay, yeah. Because I gave 20 minutes as a clue. Yeah, so we recently did a collab, so I totally knew. Oh, gotcha. All right, sweet. So, that's where we're going. And, yeah, let me initiate the raid here. All right, cool. Oh, crap, I have to copy my own raid call. All right, let me copy my own raid call. Jay the Magic Man, thank you so much for the gift sub to 10 Alphaba. They've created... Thank you, 10 Alphaba. You can now enjoy all these fun sub-raid emotes like the crazy lol and the deck sock and the love cards and all of that. So, anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for coming and hanging out tonight. Once again, everybody, be safe, whatever you're doing tomorrow related to the eclipse or your normal day. Everybody, take care of yourselves. Remember to hydrate, stretch. Man, I didn't do a stretch today. We did do a bunch of hydrates today, but that's a good reminder. We should hydrate before we go. And we'll hope to see you guys next time. I believe next week will be a normal week for me, but I think there's one at the end of April that I will probably not be streaming. But I'll let you guys know because it's not quite there yet. So, yeah, I'll probably still be on for the next couple of Sundays. All right, take care, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you around. Bye.